I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Donald Trump grows more desperate and desperate each day. You can see how panicked, how fearful, how erratic, how weak he is from his posts on his social media platform. They get crazier each day. The depths of depravity get lower. How is that even possible? But as President Biden said, look, you don't need to compare me to the Almighty. You can compare me to the alternative. I want to show you what Donald Trump's been posting over the past 24 hours, and I want to show you what President Biden has been posting and talking about. First, let me show you President Biden. I usually do Trump first. Let me show you what President Biden posts about. Then let's compare with Trump. So what Biden's saying. Every American willing to work hard should be able to get a job no matter where they are and keep their roots where they grew up. That's Bidenomics. Great. Talking about jobs, better paying jobs, working conditions. That's something that matters to the American people. Another post from President Biden. Under trickle-down economics, public investment declined and industries that America invented started to move overseas. Not anymore. Bidenomics means industries of the future are going to grow right here at home. Yes, talking about focusing on bottom up or middle up economics, Bidenomics, not trickle down, give billionaires and decamillionaires extra benefits. They don't have to pay their fair share. I think they should have to pay a fair share equal to all of the rest of us. But yes, thank you, President Biden, talking about issues. Here's just another one. I'm determined to keep fighting for universal pre-K and free community college. Yes, education. President Biden, our military families represent a link in the chain of honor that stretches back to our founding days. You are the backbone of why we are who we are, unbreaking, unbending. Yes, showing respect to our military after July 4th. Well, here's what Donald Trump is posting. This weird, bizarre meme of him that looks nothing like him. Here's what Donald Trump is posting about. All in caps. Massive prosecutorial misconduct is currently taking place in America. The weaponization of law enforcement, by the way, this is all in caps, cannot be allowed to happen. Crime and inflation are rampant. Our borders are open. Our elections are rigged. Our economy is in shambles. Our energy independence is gone. Our leader is mercilessly mocked, and our country is being destroyed both inside and out. Do the people of this once great nation even have a choice but to protest the potential doom of the United States of America in 2024? Just notice Donald Trump trying to call for his people again to take action here. And by the way, all projection, all of this sounds like what things were like under Donald Trump. You want to talk about the economy? The United States has the fastest growing GDP of all G7 nations and the lowest inflation of all G7 nations. So if you were to watch the World Cup and the winner of the World Cup, right, number one was holding up that World Cup trophy, here Donald Trump would basically be saying, yeah, they may be number one, but they're a loser. I have all of the answers. They're a loser. I'm better at soccer than they are. I'm better at football than they are. I'm the real winner. I'm the real winner here. I mean, look, number one fastest growing GDP of all G7 nations, lowest inflation of all G7 nations. You have to have a metric relative to something. No, not when you're Trump and MAGA. Here's Donald Trump's next post. Ron DeSantis is getting absolutely demolished for yesterday's performance in New Hampshire. No crowds, no enthusiasm, no interest. His campaign is in total disarray. He's hurting himself very badly for 2028. See, loyalty does matter with patriots. First off, y'all are not patriots. Do not co-opt our symbols. You're not patriotic at all. Do not co-opt our flag. Do not co-opt our Constitution. No more. The pro-democracy coalition is saying absolutely not. Those symbols do not belong to you. Also, Ron DeSantis is a cult member, okay? A cult member can't take on the cult leader by not going for the jugular. You know, Ron DeSantis' approach, Ron DeSantis, His campaign ad in 2018 was teaching his son in this performative weirdo ad how to build a wall with building blocks and Legos. Okay, that's what his ad. We're gonna build a wall just like Trump. Let me read a book to you about Donald Trump. That was his campaign ad. So he's a cult member going after the cult leader by saying, "Oh well, I do agree on all policies. I agree," and guy can't even eat a pizza. He snorts the pizza. I've never seen anybody eat a pizza like this. He wipes his boogers on people. Like he shakes their hand and wipes his snot and just puts his snot on people. He laughs before jokes are even told. Like he doesn't understand how to even interact with human beings. So at a base level, not that impressive that you're beating Ron DeSantis, but Ron DeSantis is a cult member. The MAGA Republican Party is a cult. You can't take on the cult leader. If you're a member of the cult, you got to do what Chris Christie's doing. You have to say that, no, the emperor has no clothes. Yet the MAGA Republicans refuse to do that. They refuse to take any accountability. It is so disappointing and sad to see where the MAGA Republican Party, what MAGA Republicans have done to the Republican Party. Here's Donald Trump's next post where he defames President Biden and Hunter Biden and special counsel Jack Smith, and he calls them crackheads and said they were doing cocaine. This is Trump's post. Does anybody really believe that the cocaine found in the West Wing of the White House, very close to the Oval Office, is for the use of anyone other than Hunter and Joe Biden? But watch, the fake news media will soon start saying that the amount of food was very small and it wasn't really cocaine, but rather common ground up aspirin, and the story will vanish. Has deranged Jack Smith, the crazy Trump-hating special prosecutor, been seen in the area of the cocaine? He looks like a crackhead to me. By the way, Donald Trump is super jealous of the way Jack Smith looks. You know, Jack Smith is buff, he's muscular. Jack Smith bikes, he works out a lot, like everything that Donald Trump doesn't. So that's why Donald Trump is attacking special counsel Jack Smith's looks. Just goes to show you how shallow Trump is and how jealous Trump is. But then there's everything's a conspiracy with them, right? Like the Biden family was not at the White House over this past weekend, where a small amount of cocaine was found in a cubby that was in an area in the basement visitors area where the press enter, which is an entry where guests arrive and they put their electronics in these cubbies. And it was found in that cubby area. You can say, oh, near the West Wing. Well, the Oval Office is in the West Wing. So it was found in this highly kind of populated, well-trafficked area. There's no evidence at all of even who this ultimately belongs to, but there's tons and tons of people who pass through that. But for MAGA Republicans, everything is a conspiracy. Everything has to be defamatory. So attack Joe Biden, who you said was sleepy, so that doesn't really make much sense. Attack Hunter, who's in recovery, and attack special counsel Jack Smith. And you know, I said it before and I'll say it again here. You know, these attacks on Hunter Biden, somebody in recovery for addiction, I mean, it just shows you how sick and deranged these MAGA Republicans are. Because for me, when President Biden showed what a loving and caring father he is and he was being to his son Hunter, when Hunter many, many years ago was suffering from drug addiction. We all have somebody in our lives, people who are close to us, who suffer from alcohol abuse or drug addiction, and they need help. And after they get through recovery, it is to then degrade them and attack them and belittle them for a period of time where they suffered from addiction. For me, when I heard President Biden in real time, 2018, 2019, say to Hunter, I love you, son. I'm here for you no matter what. That was a plus to me. That's the type of skills I want in a leader, not the way Donald Trump treats his son, not the way Donald Trump mocks people who suffer from abuse and addiction. It's a serious, serious issue. And to traumatize people who are going through that and who are recovering, to me, is one of the many things about Donald Trump that is unforgivable. Donald Trump's next post: whatever happened to 1,850 boxes of documents that Biden won't show to anybody? What about the docs found in Chinatown, D.C., and those in the unsecured garage where Hunter stayed as China was sending Biden millions and millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing? Maybe the nothing was for, quote, doing plenty. Again, all projection, all lies. Donald Trump took a multi-million-dollar loan from China. Donald Trump paid more money in taxes to China than he's paid in the United States. Donald Trump's daughter, Ivanka, received a fast track of dozens and dozens and dozens of trademarks because of her relationship with Donald Trump. Donald Trump's close aide who runs his political action committee, Susan Wiles, does a ton of business with corporations controlled by the Chinese government, and that's who Donald Trump showed classified maps and classified information to. So it's all projection from Donald Trump, and none of this stuff is true. Donald Trump goes on to say, where are the White House security tapes, like the ones I openly and happily gave to deranged Jack Smith, which will quickly show where the cocaine in the White House came from? They already know the answer, but probably don't like it. No, the Secret Service says there are cameras. They have access to the cameras. You would presumably know that if you were actually in the White House and did your job, which you didn't. And what the Secret Service said is that there are so many people who go in and out of that area, unless someone basically was waving the bag, the little small bag in the air, there was no way to determine which person, because again, it's where the press enters, it's where visitors enter, it's where tons of people enter when President Biden was not at the White House. So yeah, everything isn't a conspiracy, but for MAGA Republicans, it is. Like I saw this recently too. One of the new MAGA Republican conspiracies is that nuclear weapons aren't real and that the nuclear tests were all kind of made up. And how could the cameras truly be there? Like just deranged, dangerous conspiracy. Everything to them is a complete conspiracy and a way to try to attack Democrats. But here's the thing. Where in any of these statements is Donald Trump saying what he's actually going to do for people? Where is he setting forth an agenda of what he's going to do? Oh, we're going to attack the deep state. That's not a thing. We're going to attack the deep state and we're going to get Marxist and communist fascists combined and go after them. And anyone who supports big government, we're going to attack them. Okay, what are you doing for people? Okay, this is big person world. Okay, this is adult world. Okay, we need solutions to problems. Okay, Americans wake up and Americans do not give a crap about whiny, except for your cult. Oh, is Donald Trump upset today? Is he whining? Who's going after Donald Trump today? What's Donald Trump going to whine about today? No, Americans care about the economy. Americans care about their health. Americans care about Social Security. Americans care about the ability to control their bodies. Americans care about their own freedom. Real freedom, not this performative BS that you MAGA Republicans masquerade as freedom as you strip the rights of tens of millions of Americans every day to make basic decisions in their life. America knows what's up. That's why we make these videos, because we're not going to sleep here at all. We're not covering our eyes and closing our ears to your conduct and to the conduct of your ilk. The MAGA Republican Party has shamed the Republican Party, and it is such an incredible thing to see millions and millions of people rally in this pro-democracy coalition, the true vast majority of our country who says we want serious people in charge, making serious decisions and being serious each and every day. And are the Democrats perfect? Definitely not. But are they serious and addressing actual issues? Absolutely. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers thanks to your support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Wherever you get audio podcasts, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast and have an excellent day.
At MeidasTouch, we are unapologetically pro-democracy, and we demand justice and accountability. That's why we're spreading our message to Convict 45. That's right, gear up right now with your Convict 45 tees and pins at store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.